So if you read the title and seen the thumbnail of this video, you know what I'm going to be doing. This video, I mean, there's no special occasion or reason I should be making this video. I kind of just saw people doing it and I was like, you know what, this could be fun. So I'm going to be reacting to some half-star reviews from Letterboxd of my favorite films. The films that I'm going to be talking about are School of Rock, Shaun of the Dead, Django Unchained, About Time, Shrek 2, and The Suicide Squad. So let's start with my favorite film, which is School of Rock. It's a very subjective choice. I know not everyone's going to love this film. Well, you know what? Actually, no. Most people who've seen this film call it good, okay? They say it's, I mean, I've at least seen it, 7 out of 10 or higher. They say it's good. I understand it's not going to be everyone's favorite film or like a top 10 film for everyone. That's fine. It's a subjective choice that it's so high up in my favorites. But I've never seen anyone go negative on this film, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, the first one. Fuck you if you like this movie. This makes me want to quit music. This film actually made me want to get more serious with playing the guitar, and I owe that to this movie. You had the opposite reaction, and you told me to do that to myself, so okay. Don't get the hype. Hated every second of it. Okay, every second though. Jack Black should lose all of his white privilege after being painfully unfunny for 1.5 hours in this shit film. What? The capital shittiest film I've ever seen. So this is the worst film you've ever... Okay. It's gonna come up because some of the other reviews mention hyperboles, but this seems a bit extreme. This is the worst film you've ever seen. Let's see what other films you've logged, right? Okay. What's your name? Noel. Okay. Okay, I have found this person's page. So School of Rock's the first thing they ever logged, it seems, and they gave it a 0.5 star. Okay. See, I agree with a lot of this person's opinion, but Venom 5 stars, and you give that, okay. I don't hate Venom, but you're giving that a 5 and School of Rock a 0.5. I mean, your film is subjective, right? But I'm just saying, you've called School of Rock the worst film you've ever seen. Let's see what else you think is better. You think The Predator from 2018 is better. You think Peter Rabbit is better? I think The Incredibles 2 is better. And all these films I'm mentioning are 5 stars. Which, it's your opinion, fine, but I don't get how some of these films you can see and then call School of Rock the worst film ever. Imagine if they gave Doolittle 5 stars. That would just kill me. That would be the reverse of me. No, actually, I respect a lot of these opinions because I agree with them. But yeah, it's tacky and I hate it. Now, you see, I'm kind of conflicted on this one because you just quoted the movie, and it was kind of like a smart quote, but still you're dissing it. So I'm not sure if it's actually a joke or you're just... I mean, clearly the quote was memorable enough, but yeah. Alright. Legitimately one of the most mediocre, boring, and straight-up cringe movies I've ever seen. I guess I don't know how to have fun. What can I say? Yeah, that's true. Maybe you don't know how to... I'm joking. Not sure how this is any different from your average TV movie, except No. TV? No! This is a professional film, and it's good. And you may say I'm biased because it's my favorite film, but TV movie? Okay, that's all the School of Rock slander I can take. We are now moving on to Shaun of the Dead, and some of these are just, oh my god. First one. God, I fucking hate British people. Gotta say, that seems a bit racially motivated. Way too many Brits in one movie. Almost as if it's a British film. Yeah, I think Squid Game had too many Korean actors in it, honestly. Luke, I don't know who Luke is. Yeah. Luke, you stupid child. Maybe look, I don't know. The only thing you've gotten right so far is that the English are bad. Yeah, dude, I'm not English, but still, come on. And yes, they are. The fact that the cast English instantly stops achieving it. Well, your grammar's just awful then, isn't it? Instantly stops it from achieving higher than a 2.5 star rating. Right, I mean, that's plain racist. That's actually just genuinely racist. Yeah, I'm sorry, but screw you. The English cast don't even have... Okay, we get it. Most of the people who worked on this film are English. Don't have to home that in on that. The English cast don't even have a good script of a movie to make them not look so disgraceful. I'm gonna assume there's some bad blood between whoever this is in England. So, yeah. This film is chock full of stupid plot points and unfunny scenes. The stupid scene where they hit the zombie in time to the music is the most overrated thing in existence and completely unreal. Did you just say completely unrealistic? Well, no fucking shit, it's a zombie movie. If zombies were really there, you would stab them with a pool stick, not hit. I'm just realizing in the intro, I don't think I said that I was going to be talking about Jojo Rabbit reviews as well. I know it's a weird time to remember that, but there are going to be bad reviews for Jojo Rabbit in this. Words cannot express how disappointed I am at everyone who rated this higher than 1 star. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I have now completely lost faith in humanity and am contemplating joining an extremist terror group to show how sick I am of society, and then a slew of angry face emojis. Oh, God, Edgar Wright, you made a film that made someone so mad they're gonna become a terror. At least they know how to properly use pool sticks to fight. That might come in handy in a tower. I can't say that out loud. What? England continues to show us why it's one of the most miserable and justifiably hated places on Earth. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Every time I pop down to the corner store, these zombies come and attack me. Like, I can get why this isn't a very desirable place to live. Okay, we are done with all the racial abuse towards England, and we are moving on to Django Unchained. Django Unchained, more like bad movie. Nah, for real, that was really funny. Anyway, I have avoided this movie because of the report of gore. Gore in a Tarantino film. Wow. But because I am a screenwriter and he won the Academy Award for screenwriting, I knew I would eventually see it. I was shocked at how poorly done it was, including the stupid writing with predictable plot and stereotypical character responses. The bloody stuff really did not bother me, as it was so ridiculous to watch these overfilled gallon bags of red Kool-Aid erupt from everyone's body. That's part of the charm though, is it not? Not sure I ever care to see a Quentin Tarantino film again. Brilliant guy to listen to in an interview, kind of an idiot on film. You think his writing is predictable, right? Okay. Won an Oscar. And I get the point you're making that you shouldn't have won the Oscar, but clearly a bunch of professionals think you're wrong. By the way, his cameo performance was worse than Stephen King's notorious ones. If you've seen those, you know what I mean. I don't, because I haven't seen any Stephen King adaptations, I don't think, anyway. Oh wait, no. Shawshank is one, isn't it? I haven't seen the Stephen King cameos, and I know what you mean. Fine, that's a legitimate criticism of the film. Tarantino's cameo in this film is pretty bad. I mean, his Australian accent is kind of weird. It's, cool, he wanted to give himself a cameo, I get that. But, you know, it's a novelty of seeing him in the film. It's not a brilliant cameo. M. Night Shyamalan in the Unbreakable trilogy, and that's a good director cameo. This was the work of a little boy become man who watched too many westerns on TV and wished the bad guys would bleed out more dramatically. My worst ever all-time movie pick. Worst ever. He says he's a screenwriter, right? So he must know films really well. And he's gonna call Django Unchained worst film ever. Moving on. Tarantino is ugly. Ruined the movie, and he wasn't even in it. It actually doesn't, this doesn't make any sense. Tarantino is ugly. Okay, fair enough. You don't find him to be attractive. Okay, that's not a legitimate reason to hate this movie. So he ruins the movie by being unappealing physically, even though he's not in the film. So you would prefer if he's in the film, but you thought he was ugly and that ruins the film, but he's not in the film except him not being in it, but also being unappealing ruined the film. What? Another excuse for Tarantino to make white actors say the M-word and everything. This one, I can't lie, it's kind of true. I mean, it makes more sense in the context of this film than it does in a film like Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs. They're just saying it for no reason, especially Tarantino in his own scene. Like, I mean, did you really need to say it that many times? And did you really need to say it? So, it makes more sense in the context of the film, but if that annoys you, fair enough. I think that's a legitimate criticism. But half star? I don't really know what to rate this right now because it was so hard to watch. I really hated the part where Leo wipes his blood on Kerry Washington's face. Yeah, it probably felt cool for Leo doing that in the moment because he's like acting. But yeah, I guess she wouldn't have like liked her face to be smeared with Leonardo DiCaprio's blood. I don't know. Cinema, but also so gross. Fair, that one's actually fair enough. Oh, edit. I've had time to think about it. Fuck this movie. I hate it, and fuck Tarantino. Right, we are done with the negative reviews of Django Unchained, and we are moving on to About Time. About Time is what I said when it was finally over. It's such a good joke. I mean, it's so well crafted. And die. I'm joking. Don't die. You're allowed to hate a film. But, you know, I get it. It's called About Time. But, like, it wasn't very funny. I hate genuine hyperbole. Here we go. Here's my aforementioned use of hyperbole. I know I'm most guilty of it, okay? Admitting the mistake straight up. I respect that. But I think I found my worst movie. See, I'm kind of annoyed that he is genuinely actually calling this his worst... Sorry, Luke, I assume, male. Calling this his worst movie. But then, you know... but I'm also not mad at the fact that he's, you know, clarifying. He's not actually just overreacting. He genuinely thinks that. And he's explaining his opinions properly. So, I'm conflicted on this one. Loads of people love it, so I won't go into the numerous things which I absolutely despise. Okay, fair enough. He's respecting the people who do like the film by not trying to upset them. That's good. My interest in films makes me seem snobbish, or that I love depressing films. But I really do love gentle and sentimental films. Okay, personally, I think this film is gentle at times and sentimental, but okay. I wish I could articulate, but that would waste more of my time. Oh, the irony. See, that's a good joke. That I already wasted watching this. I'm actually not mad at that. That is a fair... I mean, you know, I would never rate this film lower than a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. And you're giving it a half star, which if I just saw the half star, I'd be so mad. But this review is actually very legitimate and very well worded. So, okay, I'm not mad. About Time, I hate the English so fucking much. I thought we were done with the Shaun of the Dead stuff. I apologise to anyone who's English out there. Yeah, I'm not actually English. I'm Scottish and Indian. I just live in England. But, yeah. Okay, you hate the English. Cool. Rachel McAdams is in this, so there you go. And with that, we are done, and let's move on to Jojo Rabbit. Let's leave the extravagant vanity and stupidity of this, okay. A project that seems as much as an excuse for Waititi to clown around in a why did I say it with an accent? Cosplay to indulge his worst and most juvenile tendencies. Okay, I can see how you might be mad at the fact that Taika Waititi, yes, is parading around in a Hitler costume. This I think it means tween, but yeah. Coming of age story, the playful mocking that ultimately coalesces into love. Let's excuse the utterly incoherent, at best downright fascist approach to nuts. God, portraying the Nazis as fascists, how could they? Which doesn't so much dismantle the very real and dangerous ideology as it presents it badly and plainly, hoping that the viewer will find these hideous statements and behaviours from cuddly and or blaz, I don't know, puppets hilarious. Okay, fair enough, I get what you're saying, that they're presenting the Nazis like, yes, as bad people, their worldviews as bad, but you don't like the satirical take on it because it was a very serious and bad thing. Fair enough. I understand that. Personally, I like how it portrays it in this very satirical way. It's definitely poking fun at him. It's not trying to justify anything they do or say. And there are some dark, hard-hitting moments of this film that make you realize just how bad they actually are. But, okay, fair enough. Jojo Rabbit would be utterly irredeemable if it just stuck to its proudly anti-hate satire formulations. And its virtually non-existent comedy. No, virtually non-existent. No. Okay. But it somehow manages to sink lower into simpering, sappy romance. There are parts of this review that are worded very well, and I find fair enough, but otherwise, I mean, no comedy at all. What? Taika's Inglorious Moonrise Kingdom. And that's why it sucks ass. Lamau, or LMAO, or laughing my ass off, however you want to say it. It's a perfect description. Merging those two films, Inglourious Basterds and Moonrise Kingdom, like now that I think about it, yes, it is those two films together. It's a perfect way to describe it, but you've just said that's a bad thing, and you've just said that's the reason why the film is bad, so conflicting. With that, we are done with Jojo Rabbit and we are moving on to our penultimate film, which is Shrek 2, my favorite animated film. I thought it'd be good to include one animated film on this list and one that's, you know, a childhood favorite, because that's the one that's going to make me most annoyed when people don't like it. If the Shrek movies were a person, they would have an extremely punchable face. You want to punch this? The Shrek movies, right? Love the Shrek movies. I mean, the third one's a bit annoying, but like, go on, punch me. Unfunny and annoying. These movies are so full of themselves, it hurts. Sorry for the unpopular opinion, but this movie sucks. They apologized, but like, I don't get... I guess it depends on... No, but even adults will laugh at this film. People who grew up on this are the personification of that they did a surgery on a creep meme. That... I can't tell if this is true or not. No, because people who actually grew up on the Shrek films actually appreciate its art and really like it. People who view it as a meme now, I don't think necessarily grew up on them, okay? And they did develop a surgery on a grape meme people, okay? I don't even find the grape thing that funny, to be honest. I absolutely hated, past tense, this movie with everything in me. I genuinely blame it now for my hate. Sorry, what? I genuinely blame it for my now hate, okay? That's not exactly phrased very well. For men, male authority figures, and fathers like that godmother is a transphobe. Okay, but the grammar is completely off, but you're also saying that you hate... Shrek 2 made you hate men because a female character was transphobic? Not to mention this person's username is manhater. No, we're not gonna do this. Not with Shrek 2. If I could give it 0 stars, I would. You could just not rate it. That would technically be giving it no stars, so joke's on you, Peter Warrat. I think it's meant to be W. Rudd, so go with that. The half stars for Donkey. How does anyone watch these awful films and not dwell on the absolutely creepy and awful animation of the human character? Okay. If you're basing your whole half-star review off the fact that the animation isn't great for the human characters, then go home, because this film came out in 2004. Let's look at another animated film from 2004, The Incredibles, okay? If you look at some of the extras, like the background characters in that film, the animation isn't exactly great, okay? And it's really good for its time on the main family, but, you know, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing like well, it is groundbreaking for the time, but it's nothing as good as Soul or anything. So bashing the animation quality when it's the best they could do at the time is not a legitimate reason to give a film half star. I thank you for saying that Donkey was good and not giving it 0 because of that, but no. And now we're going to move on to our last final film, The Suicide Squad from 2021. I didn't have any comic book films in here, so I decided to include my favorite one, Suicide Squad by James Gunn. Very obviously written by a 40-plus-year-old man. James Gunn, age 55 years. Yeah. Congratulations. Okay, it was written by a 40-plus-year-old man. What's your point? Okay, what's your point for this half-star review? It only took 5 minutes of watching for me to come to the conclusion that the writers of the Suicide Squad were all 12-year-old. Nah, you see, you're wrong, because this guy said it was very obviously written by a man over the age of 40. So, you're wrong. Who believed they were edgelords. You cannot convince me otherwise. Maybe I can't, but Chris Gilman, who said it's very obviously written by a 40-year-old man, he can convince you otherwise. The cringe I endured was torturous. It keeps coming from every angle and never lets up. Cringe. Okay, well, you don't like fun comic book movies. Fine. Didn't watch it. Then why are you giving it a half star? But apparently there's a jacked shark with abs in this film, so pretty good. But still actually not shocked. I just read the username and saw the profile picture. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Nanawe's great, but he can't compare to anything from Shark Tale, so half star is justified. Martin Scorsese was right. Oh, for goodness, don't bring Scorsese into this. Okay, the Scorsese versus superhero films is a long ongoing thing. I agree with both sides to a degree, but you didn't find it entertaining, you didn't find it fun, which is what Scorsese thinks superhero films are meant to be. So, okay. This is my formal request that James Gunn take a writing class. You, shut up. What? No. This movie is unbelievably messy, it's unfunny, okay, no. Poorly organized, disagree, and uses gore as a gimmick. uses gore as a gimmick. It doesn't use gore as a gimmick, it uses gore to portray the violent nature of the characters, and also because it's a Suicide Squad movie. At least I got to see Storm Reid. Is she that famous? Because like I hadn't heard of her before this film. What else has she done? A Wrinkle in Time, Euphoria, Don't Let Go. Okay, I guess she is famous then. I'm glad that you got to see Storm Reid and you liked seeing Storm. Cool. But James Gunn is a good writer. The last one, sad face using a colon and open brackets. The Deadpoolification of movies. Yeah, you know, because Deadpool invented comedy and violence and action. No, but in all seriousness, I get what this review is trying to say, that doing the Deadpool treatment by making it R-rated and having all this stuff going on. Fair enough, but when you look at the concept of a Suicide Squad movie and you look at what James Gunn has done before in his movies, they're not copying Deadpool at all. They're just adding new stuff to the DC franchise. James Gunn is expanding as a filmmaker, and, you know, comparing it to Deadpool, fine, yeah, it's obviously got a lot of similarities to Deadpool, but it's in no way, I don't think, the Deadpoolification of a film. And with that, we are done. Some of these were painful to watch, and obviously, yeah, this is just my opinion. I mean, I think these are some of my favorite films, so of course I'm going to be annoyed when I see negative reviews of these films, but I'm just a guy trying to state my opinion, so I'm, you know, no more in the wrong than any of these people are, and they are wrong. I'm joking. No, I'm not. But it was just kind of fun to react to some of these very negative reviews. A lot of racism towards England, which is disheartening. Some legitimate reasons for not liking, Django Unchained for use of the N-word, and not liking Jojo Rabbit for how it portrays the Nazis. Those things are fair enough. I don't think any of this Shrek 2 stuff was justified, and how, you know, they hyperbolized it. But yeah, this is just a fun thing. My opinion doesn't really matter to any of these people, but they're never going to see this video. But what do you think of these movies that I've listed? These are like all in my top 10, but I left out a couple of films. So yeah, I don't really know. I just kept saying, so yeah, I've been filming for 30 minutes. I don't know how to end this video. So like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.